I'm Julie, Fei-Fan Balzer, and I am a painter, a printmaker, and a collage artist, and I am still sick. This is sort of cold season until maybe March for me with a toddler who is in daycare. So welcome. So this week we're talking about something kind of a little bit, let's say, adjacent to art. I'm going to take you actually through the process of decorating my son's birthday cake. But the reason for this is because all of the principles that I use in my art, using the materials that you have and not sort of getting upset or feeling like you need the latest or the greatest, going with the flow, working improvisationally, focusing on sort of like why things work, all that kind of stuff is exactly the attitude and the tools that I took into my cake decorating adventure. So let's do it. So my son's birthday is around Thanksgiving and no one's ever around during Thanksgiving. So we decided to have a party for him in the middle of October when people are actually around. And we decided to keep it really low key because he's also going to have basically like a family birthday party. Do you know what I mean? At Thanksgiving. And so we thought, well, we'll just keep things super low key. We'll go to the supermarket, get whatever cake they have, but we needed a cake for 20 people. And the only cake that they had, and his party's today, was this one. Okay, so he's 3, turning 4. I don't think he's really going to care that it says Happy Halloween, but I feel bad about it. So I've got some sprinkles, and I've bought some little cars, which I just have washed. They're drying under here. And we're going to see if we can turn this into a birthday cake. So at the moment, I'm just trying to figure out how to approach it. And I think I want to try to keep as much of the black border intact as possible. So I'm going to carefully remove these plastic. These are little rings, which he'll like for Halloween, but he doesn't need right now. I think this is plastic. Yes, also a ring. And then just leave everything else where it is, including the orange flowers. So he wanted a chocolate cake, but the only cake they had was a golden cake. So I bought some M&Ms to put on top of the cake. Now, I'm certainly not a cake decorator, but I think one of the things I know from art is that the way that you make things more special is usually with more attention to detail. And you can always make something feel more like a party when you add lots and lots of color. So that's really what I'm doing here, is taking what is essentially a 3-color cake, white, black, and orange, and turning it into a multicolored cake. I would say this is the artistic equivalent of like doodling. Right? I'm taking the time to add all these individual bits and dots instead of just a single swath of paint. So I decided to basically sort of wipe down all of the frosting, and I also decided to move the roses, which originally I was going to keep, but then I changed my mind. Just a reminder, in any art project, you can change your mind at any time. The other thing is, you'll notice I didn't feel the need to clean off or get rid of that frosting. Now I am covering this with some red sugar, and some of that black especially really shows through, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not into completely covering up the layers underneath. They just add to the depth of what's there, right? And most of the time people don't really look close enough to see it. Now the cars are kind of like, they're your focal point, right? They're the things you're really looking at. And really that's all anybody, especially my child, is going to pay attention to. But then I always have to be a little extra. So I added some sugar stars on top of everything, and that really ties the M&Ms in and brings everything around, and then sort of just makes the black icing more of a frame. That said, the black icing really kept standing out to me. So I decided to add some more M&Ms to just make it kind of go back into the background, for lack of a better way to put it. Okay, so here is the after. You can see the little cars, the stars, the M&Ms. It was a little bit like decorating a gingerbread house, kind of pushing those in. This topper is meant to stand up, but it didn't work. So I just laid the banner down, and obviously before we cut the cake, we'll take it off just like the cars. But I think it turned out pretty cute. Took me about maybe half an hour to do it. What do you think your cake is going to look like?
No, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise? What did it look like originally?
Plain.
Okay, close your eyes. Sir?
I opened them now.
Do you think your cake is pretty?
I love it!
You do? That's a cake just for you. What do you think? What do you like about it?
I like the car.
You like the cars. And do you know what this says now? What letter is that?
8.
So it says happy birthday.
8.
There's another H.
Can
That's
you
right.
just one of the red?
No, you cannot, but I will give you a couple stars that you can taste it right now if you want. Okay. And here we are at the birthday party. He celebrated his birthday as a joint party with 3 other kids. So there were 4 of them, 4 cakes. Actually, a set of cupcakes for one, but it was lovely. He enjoyed it, and he finally managed to get the birthday candles out. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy getting a glimpse into my home life, you might enjoy the monthly membership over on my classroom site at balzerdesigns.com. Every month there is a vlog that's all about family life, plus a mix of some studio time. And the different levels of membership, you get to see sort of different levels of stuff. You get all sorts of classes, information, art-related bonuses. It's a good time, so I hope that you will check it out. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, and I always appreciate and read every single comment.